What if I told you the glittering world of old Hollywood was built on lies, betrayals, and secret love affairs so scandalous that studios spent millions to keep them buried? Behind the flashing cameras and red carpet smiles, stars lived double lives, tangled in forbidden romances that could have destroyed their careers overnight. Tonight, we pull back the velvet curtain and reveal the hidden passions they thought the world would never know. Here are 10 secret love affairs the industry never wanted you to discover the truth behind the glitz, finally exposed. Number 10. Clark Gable and Carole Lombard. Clark Gable met Carole Lombard on the set of No Man of Her Own in 1932. Their chemistry wasn't immediate. They reconnected years later at a Hollywood party. Gable was known as the King of Hollywood for his rugged charm and masculine appeal. Lombard was beloved for her sharp wit and natural beauty. Their relationship faced a significant obstacle. Gable was still married to his second wife when their affair began. Studio executives worried about the potential scandal. The public expected movie stars to uphold moral standards. MGM worked to keep their relationship quiet until Gable's divorce was finalized. Lombard and Gable married in 1939 after his divorce. They bought a ranch in Encino, where they enjoyed a simple life away from Hollywood glamour. Friends described them as perfectly matched despite their different personalities. Gable appreciated Lombard's honest, unpretentious nature. Tragedy struck in January 1942. Lombard was returning from a war bond tour when her plane crashed into a mountain near Las Vegas. She died instantly at age 33. Gable was devastated by her death. He joined the Army Air Corps soon after, hoping dangerous combat missions might end his suffering. Gable never fully recovered from losing Lombard. He kept her items untouched in their home for years. Though he married twice more before he died in 1960, friends said he never found the same happiness he had with Carole. Number 9. Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn. Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn first worked together in Woman of the Year in 1942. Their connection was immediate and powerful. Tracy was a celebrated actor known for his natural, understated performances. Hepburn was fiercely independent and intellectually formidable. Their relationship faced a permanent complication. Tracy was Catholic and married to Louise Treadwell. He would not divorce her due to religious beliefs. The studios worked diligently to prevent public knowledge of the affair. Journalists were paid to avoid mentioning their relationship. Tracy and Hepburn made 9 films together over 25 years. Their on-screen chemistry reflected their private connection. They never lived together officially. Hepburn maintained her own home while frequently staying with Tracy. She prioritized his needs and career over her ambitions. Tracy struggled with alcoholism and health problems throughout their relationship. Hepburn often put her career on hold to care for him. She was at his side when he died in 1967, but did not attend his funeral out of respect for his wife and children. Their relationship remained officially unacknowledged. Hepburn didn't speak publicly about Tracy until after his wife died in 1983. She later described him as the love of her life. Their relationship represented a different kind of Hollywood love story, one built on mutual respect, shared work, and personal sacrifice. Number 8. Marilyn Monroe and President John F. Kennedy. Marilyn Monroe captivated America with her combination of vulnerability and sexuality. By the early 1960s, she was the world's most famous movie star. John F. Kennedy was America's charismatic young president, projecting an image of vigor and family values. Their paths crossed at Hollywood parties hosted by mutual friends like Peter Lawford. Their relationship was brief but intense. Monroe believed Kennedy might leave his wife for her. This was never a realistic possibility, given Kennedy's political ambitions and family connections. Their most public connection came when Monroe sang Happy Birthday to Kennedy at Madison Square Garden in May 1962. Her sensual performance raised eyebrows nationwide. The president thanked her afterward by saying, "I can now retire from politics after having had Happy Birthday sung to me in such a sweet, wholesome way." The exact nature of their relationship remains debated by historians. Some believe it was a brief physical affair. Others suggest a more complex emotional entanglement. Monroe reportedly also became involved with Robert Kennedy after the president ended their relationship. Monroe died from an overdose of barbiturates in August 1962. Conspiracy theories have suggested Kennedy's involvement in her death. Historians generally dismiss these claims as unsupported by evidence. Their brief connection represents the intersection of Hollywood glamour and political power. Number 7. Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton met on the set of Cleopatra in 1962. Both were married to other people. Taylor was with her fourth husband, singer Eddie Fisher. Burton was married to Sybil Williams, his wife of 14 years. Their attraction was immediate and overwhelming. The production of Cleopatra became secondary to their developing relationship. Director Joseph Mankiewicz said, "I was directing two films, the film we were making and the film of their lives." Their passionate kisses between takes made it obvious something serious was happening. News of their affair created an international scandal. The Vatican publicly condemned Taylor as an erotic vagrant. Photographers followed them constantly. Their passionate arguments and reconciliations became public knowledge. Burton's self-destructive drinking added further drama. They married in 1964 after divorcing their spouses. Their relationship was characterized by extravagant gifts, including the famous 69-carat diamond. They made 11 films together. Their performances in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf showcased their ability to channel their volatile relationship into art. Their first marriage ended in divorce in 1974. They remarried in 1975, only to divorce again in 1976. Despite these separations, they remained emotionally connected until Burton died in 1984. Taylor later said, "After Richard, the men in my life were just there to hold the coat, to open the door." Number 6. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. Humphrey Bogart was 44 and married to his third wife when he met 19-year-old model Lauren Bacall on the set of To Have and Have Not in 1944. Director Howard Hawks had discovered Bacall on a magazine cover and brought her to Hollywood for the film. Their age difference raised eyebrows, but their chemistry was undeniable. Bogart's marriage to Mayo Methot was already troubled by alcoholism and violent arguments. Bogart and Bacall began a discreet relationship during filming. Their famous dialogue, including Bacall's line, "You know how to whistle, don't you?" carried obvious romantic undertones. Warner Brothers executives worried about negative publicity. Bogart was one of their biggest stars. A messy divorce could damage his public image. They urged discretion while privately acknowledging the relationship's seriousness. Bogart divorced Methot in 1945 and married Bacall 3 weeks later. Despite Hollywood predictions of a short-lived romance, they remained devoted. They had 2 children and appeared in 3 more films together. Their marriage lasted until Bogart's death from esophageal cancer in 1957. Bacall was just 32 when she became a widow. Bacall later described their relationship as the headiest romance imaginable. While she had other relationships and briefly married actor Jason Robards, she maintained that Bogart was her great love. Their partnership established the template for Hollywood power couples. Number 5. Frank Sinatra and Ava Gardner. Frank Sinatra first met Ava Gardner at MGM in the early 1940s. He was married to his first wife, Nancy, and was establishing himself as a singer. Gardner was beginning her acting career. Their paths crossed occasionally at studio events, but romantic involvement came years later. By 1949, Sinatra's career was struggling. His movies were failing, and his vocal problems threatened his singing. Meanwhile, Gardner's star was rising with successful films like The Killers. They began a passionate affair despite his marriage. Sinatra was obsessed with Gardner's beauty and independent spirit. When news of their affair became public, Sinatra faced harsh criticism. His fan base included many young women who felt betrayed. The Catholic Church condemned him. Radio stations banned his music. His wife Nancy refused to grant him a divorce, creating further controversy. Sinatra finally obtained a divorce and married Gardner in 1951. Their marriage was turbulent and passionate. Gardner's film career continued to flourish while Sinatra struggled professionally. Their jealousy and fiery temperaments led to dramatic fights, followed by equally passionate reconciliations. They separated in 1953 and divorced in 1957, but remained emotionally connected. Gardner supported Sinatra's career comeback with From Here to Eternity. They maintained contact through letters and phone calls until she died in 1990. Sinatra kept a photo of Gardner in his home, even during subsequent marriages. Number 4. Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck. Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck worked together on Roman Holiday in 1953. Hepburn was a newcomer to Hollywood, while Peck was an established star. Both were married to other people when filming began in Rome. Their attraction developed gradually during the production. Director William Wyler noticed their chemistry and expanded their scenes together. Their famous scooter ride through Rome's streets captured a genuine connection. Peck was so impressed with Hepburn that he insisted her name appear above the title with his own. Unlike many Hollywood affairs, their relationship remained largely private. Both were naturally reserved people who valued discretion. The studio system still controlled stars' public images, making it essential to maintain appearances of propriety. The exact extent of their relationship remains unclear. Some biographers describe it as an intense emotional connection that never became physical. Others suggest a brief romantic involvement that ended when filming was completed. Both returned to their respective marriages afterward. Peck and Hepburn maintained a lifelong friendship after Roman Holiday. Their connection helped launch Hepburn's career. She won an Oscar for her performance. Decades later, Peck acknowledged their special bond without elaborating on details. The mystery surrounding their relationship adds to its romantic appeal. Number 3. Greta Garbo and Leopold Stokowski. Greta Garbo was Hollywood's most mysterious star. By the 1930s, she was famous for her beauty and talent. She was equally known for avoiding publicity with her famous line, "I want to be alone." Leopold Stokowski was a celebrated conductor who revolutionized orchestral sound and appearance. Their unlikely relationship began in 1938. Garbo was 33 and had never married. Stokowski was 56 and separated from his second wife. They met at a dinner party in Hollywood and formed an immediate connection based on shared European backgrounds and artistic sensibilities. They conducted their relationship with extreme privacy. They traveled together extensively but maintained separate residences. The relationship intensified during a 3-month journey to Italy in 1938. They rarely appeared together in public, preferring private settings away from photographers. Stokowski proposed marriage several times. Garbo consistently refused, valuing her independence. Their relationship lasted approximately 4 years before gradually ending. Neither discussed the other publicly afterward, maintaining their commitment to privacy. Garbo retired from films in 1941 at age 36. She lived the remaining 5 decades of her life as a private citizen. Her relationship with Stokowski represents her most significant known romantic connection. The privacy they maintained reflects a different approach to fame than modern celebrities typically demonstrate. Number 2. Lana Turner and Johnny Stompanato. Lana Turner rose to fame as the Sweater Girl, a symbol of sensual beauty in 1940s Hollywood. By the 1950s, she was a legitimate dramatic actress with an Oscar nomination. Johnny Stompanato was a handsome ex-Marine with connections to organized crime figure Mickey Cohen. They met in 1957 at a Los Angeles restaurant. Turner was between marriages and initially unaware of Stompanato's criminal connections. Their relationship quickly became intense and volatile. Stompanato was pathologically jealous and physically abusive. Turner attempted to end the relationship several times. Studio executives at MGM were alarmed by Turner's involvement with a known gangster. They tried to persuade her to end the relationship. The negative publicity threatened her image as a glamorous star. Turner's daughter Cheryl became increasingly concerned about her mother's safety. The relationship ended tragically on April 4, 1958. During a violent argument in Turner's Beverly Hills home, Cheryl Crane stabbed Stompanato with a kitchen knife, killing him instantly. She claimed she was protecting her mother from assault. The subsequent inquest ruled the death justifiable homicide. The scandal dominated headlines for months. Turner's career survived, but the incident permanently affected her public image. The tragic episode highlighted the sometimes dangerous intersection between Hollywood glamour and the criminal underworld that existed in Los Angeles. Number 1. Vivien Leigh and Laurence Olivier. Vivien Leigh and Laurence Olivier first met in London theatre circles in 1935. Both were married to other people. Olivier was established as Britain's finest classical actor. Leigh was building her reputation as a talented stage actress with extraordinary beauty. Their attraction was immediate and overwhelming. They began a secret affair while maintaining public appearances with their respective spouses. The British theatre community was small, making discretion difficult. Their relationship became an open secret among colleagues. Their professional collaboration began with Fire Over England in 1937. Critics noted their exceptional on-screen chemistry. Their affair became increasingly difficult to hide. They traveled to Hollywood together when Olivier filmed Wuthering Heights and Leigh pursued the role of Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. They obtained a divorce from their spouses and married in 1940. Their partnership combined romantic passion with artistic collaboration. They performed Shakespeare together on stage to critical acclaim. Their shared artistic ambitions strengthened their connection. Their relationship deteriorated in the late 1940s. Leigh's increasingly severe bipolar disorder created difficulties. Olivier struggled to cope with her emotional instability. They divorced in 1960 after 20 years together. Olivier remarried while Leigh never fully recovered from the separation. Their relationship represented the highest heights and painful depths of artistic partnership. So, what's the real cost of old Hollywood's secrets? How many stars sacrificed their hearts and their careers for love in the shadows? The truth is, we may never know everything. But what we do know is that behind the glamour, the glitter, and the smiles, these legends lived lives that were far more complicated than we could have imagined. Which affair shocked you the most? And what other hidden stories do you think Hollywood is still trying to erase? If you want to uncover even more secrets from the golden age of Hollywood, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on the truth behind the fame. The legends may be gone, but their secrets? They're just getting started.